All right, so outside of editing out a little intro of me breathing and deciding when I want to start talking, this is a video I've actually been meaning to make for just a couple of weeks now at this point. But today, the day that I'm recording this, is actually World Mental Health Day. I think it is. I think that's the official title. I don't think it's like mental health awareness or anything, but it's World Mental Health Day, and it got me thinking that I should probably not delay on making this video much anymore. Not monetized, just basically an announcement or a conversation between us, like between 167,000 subscribers. But I'm sure a lot of people have wondered where a lot of content is on the channel over the last month and a half or so, probably since like just about late August. And I wanted to finally take some time on the channel to address that, because it's not a lack of interest in Final Fantasy 14. It's not burnout from Final Fantasy 14. And it's not even really burnout of YouTube. There's some deeper things at play with me on a personal level that I wanted to. I feel like I owe my YouTube channel a fair explanation, because over the years, the YouTube channel, Twitch channel, everyone who's supported the content that I've made, or the videos, or the Twitch streams, I feel like I owe it to the people who have made what my life is today possible, at least a decent explanation that isn't thrown at the beginning of a Mondays with Mr. Happy, or loosely towards the end of a State of the Realm. Something that's really dedicated and meant for you guys. So we're just going to have a discussion, a long-winded one, as mine normally are. But why hasn't there been YouTube content, much of it at all, other than like Mondays and State of the Realm over the past month and a half, with just a few news videos sprinkled about here and there? And the answer is a little more complex than I wish it was. Like I said, it's not any of those burnout related things that I was running into earlier. I've actually been coming up with ideas constantly for new videos. Borderlands 3 videos, Indivisible just came out, and I actually wanted to do a review, as well as some combo related videos on that. Bestiaries have actually scripted out, written out, researched, compiled everything for some Bestiary videos, some 14 lore related videos. Also thoughts videos. I've already fully recorded audio for those. Just all these things that are like half done, essentially. The audio is done, like something's completed about it, but the drive to finish it has been the one thing that's been defeating me over the past month and a half. And I just wanted to level with everyone about what's actually been going on. So the last month and a half, I've kind of just suffered from this like a mental boom, in a sense, where I'm working on content, I'm doing it, and I kind of just defeat myself gradually over the process of creating the content, to the point where it never gets finished. So a solid example is, I have here, because I was actually going to work on it, but instead I decided to work on this, is my Machinist Thoughts video. I did a Dancer Thoughts video. I think I did a couple of other ones, but Machinist is a job I felt really positive about, other than wanting its damage output to be a little bit higher. And I recorded this like 20 to 25 minute long pros, cons, personal thoughts, situations, improvements they could make. A video I was, by the time I was done with the audio recording, really, really happy with. And it was kind of like this, where it was really chill. And I've kind of leaned towards those kind of videos where they're structured, but they're less formal. It doesn't feel like I'm reading off of a sheet as much as most of my other videos, which are fully scripted, typed out, go through rough drafts, final drafts, spell checks, all that good stuff. And what would happen with the majority of the videos I was making over the past month and a half, is I get through that audio bit, and I do it full take. I finish the whole thing audio wise. I feel really good about it. And I start compiling stuff to edit into the video. And those videos for me are personally easy edits. You throw a few pieces of footage here of a dungeon, or of a savage raid, or of some like generic stock footage from like an action, like an action preview from like Shadowbringers. Easy stuff. And what would happen is I'd go through the editing process after collecting the footage, and I'd like start to hear the audio, be like, oh no, that's not quite how I thought it was when I finished it. Okay, let me go back and re-record the audio. And I wouldn't just re-record a small bit. I felt this like compulsive need to re-record the entire thing. So when you've done, 3, 4, 5 takes of a 20-25 minute audio recording, and by the end of it all, something's just not clicking. Like, I'm just not happy with it. I'm just, no pun intended. I can't commit to releasing it as a video. I don't know what happened. It's not something I've ever had an issue with before. It's not something that I've ever had to think about before. I've always just been like, just put it out there. You know, I've just said there are people who want this opinion. There are people who are asking me for this opinion. It's not this like idea that's just not going to work from the get go. It's something I do often, and for some reason, I just can't get my brain past this point where I'm happy with the content that I've put out. And it's just like it happened after I finished the Savage Guides, which I was generally pretty happy with. Maybe I can't nail it down, but that's why there really hasn't been a whole lot of content on the channel for the last month and a half, because that keeps happening over and over and over again. And I got to tell you, it's pretty mentally draining to go through 4 or 5 hours of just not even being able to be happy with the first step of the video. I guess technically the second step, because I'll write out like some notes even if I'm not following them like a script. But it's been torture on me. And at some point, I kind of just, I'll use the term gave up for making a lot of those videos. I didn't want to, because they're video ideas that I've started reworking on, trying to figure out, what exactly I'm not liking about the format, about specifically what words are coming out of my mouth in an audio format. And, but what it just, I gave up like a month and a half ago. Just like, okay, I just need to take my brain and do this. Just turn it down. And it was so weird because I was feeling super energetic and passionate. And I was like, I have all these ideas. I have so many videos to make. And maybe that did it. Maybe just this overload of thoughts and ideas and thinking too much about the next thing while not being happy with the current thing. All of it just had to build up. I wish I could nail it down more specifically, but at some point, I basically looked at the month of September, saw how many games were going to be releasing, so most of which I had to even choose to skip because I just couldn't commit to that many different games over the course of a month. And I guess I kind of like regressed in a sense. I haven't felt so like powerless in content creation in a really, really long time, especially when there are plenty of videos for me to make. It's not like 14 is any shortage of content that I can work on right now. There's plenty of things I could be doing, and it just makes it all the more painful. And one thing that, as I started like, week by week not being happy with stuff, before I finally just clicked it off and said, you know what, I need like a month away from making any videos on YouTube, there was a combination of two things. I went on a vacation to Las Vegas with my girlfriend. We met up with a few of our other friends from over on Twitch, and I had a great time. It was wonderful. It was an awesome like relief mentally, because I haven't taken a vacation in all the years I've done this. I've never taken a vacation. I've gone on trips and had fun on those trips, but they've always had a business undertone, like a reason, like a fan fest or a convention with meetings and walking around the show floor and not being able to feel my feet because there's pain down to the bone, but I don't actually feel the skin on my feet. So that actually I thought was going to help me a lot. It didn't. What ended up happening is I came back, and that's when I had the mental boom that I wanted. I was just like, I need a month away from just making videos. It was like it put into perspective that pushing myself to do those takes over and over again was actually hurting me more than helping me. Because I was convinced to myself, no, I gotta push it out. I gotta keep doing it till I get it. Okay, maybe this idea is not working. Let's move to the next idea, and then it happens again, and it just kind of put that into perspective. But when I came back, I still had these like voices in the back of my head, not literally, but it just, you ever just have like a thought pop up and you kind of hear it in a sense, like, because it's so active on your brain. And the person asking me, when's this video coming out? When's that video coming out? Where is this content? Did you stop playing Final Fantasy 14? Just all these little things. And so even during that like 1 month time frame where I decided I needed to just like chill and do stuff for me, I still had that going on, and that made it even tougher to like fall, because I was like, oh, I'll just do a week, I'll do 2 weeks, I'll do 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It turned into the whole month of September pretty much, other than like 1 or 2 occasions. And it's been tough, man. I've for years I've had people saying things in comment sections and Twitch streams and all sorts of different mediums through the different evolutions of my YouTube channel. And normally I've like kind of like, I went from a stage really early on of being uber bothered with them to the point of like this immature, like, just, I can't even find the words. I'm so frustrated thinking about the old days of the YouTube channel, like the early days. but I hit a point where I was able to kind of determine what I was hearing and like what was, nagging at the back of my head. Which one of the what voices were worth listening to, which ones weren't. And for some reason in this last month, it's gone back to like I'm hearing just a lot of negativity, and it's crazy. I've been able to speak about it somewhat on the Twitch stream. Of course, I've had the outlets of my friends and my girlfriends and my fellow the people who I share this kind of life with. People who are in the same space as me, and people who I've seen in person, even most recently with TwitchCon. I've been a little bit more open about it, and that's been really, really helpful. But that regression of just hearing the voices and letting them really dictate how I feel about what I'm doing and what I'm putting out, it's crazy to think how much it's affected the last month and a half. And I'm really sorry that it's come to me having to make a video on this, because I never wanted it to come to this. I'm even kind of embarrassed and questioning if I even want to put this out. It's gotten to that point where even the video about the thing that I'm trying to level with you guys, I'm already like thinking back to the ways I've said certain things, being like, no, go back, just do the whole thing over again. I don't know, but I have been getting better with it. I started working on news videos again, just whatever gets posted to the Lodestone, new seasonal events, new 5.1 information, even if I can't remember the name of a damn lake, which is now the voice that's in the back. I even said it I made an All Saints Wake video. I think it'll be out before this. And even in the beginning of that, I'm like, guys, I got it. But I'm able to smile and laugh about it a little bit more. And I've just started channeling those thoughts into comedy. And I think that's really been the big step that I've been taking as of late. So it just keep in mind that when it comes to content creation, a lot of the times we don't want to tell you these kind of things. We don't want to level with you like this because you didn't subscribe to this YouTube channel for a sob story about a rough month and a half from some dude who, sits behind a computer screen, speaks to people for 7 hours a day about the game or games that they're playing, then goes, has a lunch, spends some time with his cat, his girlfriend, and then goes and makes YouTube videos about content that you're passionate about. The last thing you subscribe to the channel for is for this conversation. So there's a lot of reasons why we leave this kind of stuff out, but this kind of stuff gets to a lot of us. I have conversations about this kind of stuff all the time. So it just got me thinking, World Mental Health Day and everyone tweeting about it just got me thinking about stuff like this. And I wanted to put it out there. Always keep in mind that every voice is heard when it comes to the YouTube channel. Every cry for a new piece of content, every comment that's a positive or negative one, it's all seen, it's all heard, as long as the person's willing to read and listen. So it can wear on you after a few years, and it could lead to moments like this. So I'm glad I was able to take this month. I'm glad I've seen some people being supportive. Those are the voices I'm choosing to see and listen to the most right now. And I promise with 5.1 coming around, things will be better. I've already started coming up with a more structured approach to 5.1, at least in regards to the initial content and ultimate content. I'm still looking for the right group that I can progress with. And if that doesn't work out, I've actually already committed to finding another solution in regards to ultimate content creation. But that's something I'm going to keep under wraps because I got to keep a few secrets to myself, at least at this point, right? Besides, I'd rather be in ultimate altogether. But with the way I've been, I haven't even been actively searching to raid. I've just been trying to do me, trying to enjoy like Borderlands 3 and Dauntless and Final Fantasy Remastered and Indivisible, and then logging into 14, doing some leveling, doing some hunt trains, just trying to take it all in and slow down and enjoy things. But we're getting back on the train. You'll start seeing some more YouTube content popping up over the next several weeks. It'll still be a little bit sparse other than news related videos, I'll be honest with you, but we'll get back into it because I still enjoy what I do. Don't think that I don't. I'm not burned out on any of the things that I mentioned earlier in the video. It's just that's what's going on with me. So thank you for listening to a little bit of a ramble from me that most of you won't make it through, but I'll appreciate anyone who does make it through it, and I appreciate you. That's the bottom line. Whether or not you made it through the video, it's still cool in my book if you clicked it. So I'm gonna wrap this up. It's about 8:20, and I've been having trouble sleeping. It's been really dry in Northern California. There's wildfire alerts and stuff like that, and it's been affecting my sleep, which probably isn't helping my ability to get work done because I feel like I have to pass out half the time in the afternoon to make up for the lack of sleep in the evening. But that's just another element I gotta get over. Gotta work through it. You know, that's life. That is what it is. So I'm gonna go grab some food because I'm hungry. I haven't eaten dinner yet. I'm gonna go pass out, and I'm gonna get this video up the day after World Mental Health Day. So thanks everyone for taking the time. I actually did a cut there because I didn't like what I said, but I'm gonna do a cut on at least one part of this video. So thank you everyone for taking the time out of your day to listen to some dude on the internet ramble about his mental state. And I will see you guys in the next video, which I'll hopefully be getting done in a reasonable amount of time. So thank you, and until next time, take care.